Now this Yesh Lema B'derech Hefsher, this I'll just say, we know later that year, Memhei, was of course Yud Beis Tammuz time, when the Rebbe first revealed about the Sfarim that were taken, this Pasha of Hey Tevis, which would take 2 more years till Hey Tevis was Mem Zayin. This is Memhei. And maybe the Rebbe was saying that, when you have to fight a real battle, it mivazbez all the eitzes, which the Rebbe did, the Mesiras Nefesh, for dealing with the whole issue with the Sfarim, was perhaps in Tavshin Memhei, right before the Pasha would, the story would explode. The Rebbe was Magdim Refuah Lamaka and talking about that we have all these kreiches, Maila Maila Aden Ketz, even the Tzimtzumim before the Tzimtzum Arishin. This is Yesh Lema B'derech Hefsher. This you can fabreng about and ask just to make it more practical. Why then? Because the Rebbe, whenever he said a Maamar, it was not just time he said it. It was negated to be Mezachich V'Avir, negated to this Yonah Diyema. So it could be the Rebbe was preparing that because that was a big theme in the years after Memhei, Memvov, Mem Zayin, especially Mem Zayin after Hey Tevis, which we just now coming from as well, in Hey Tevis, Yud Shevat, that the theme was essentially the Bizbuz Ha'etzes Mitzadan Etzochen, that the deepest keiches, and it's all about the nitzchias of the nasi. That's what Hey Tevis is about. So it could be this idea that we are connected all the way to these highest levels is very much part of giving us keiches to deal with the challenges. So in that context, you could also say here we are now 40 years from Memhei, Peihei, and of course we've had now Chav Zayin Oder, and we've had Gimel Tammuz. So this is a Helam. And but when you learn this Maamar, you come to learn that the Helam is the B'shvil Agili. It's not a Helam, Stam a Helam. That the deepest levels of these Halamas go all the way up to the highest levels because it's giving us the keiches to deal with every given situation. So perhaps, as we are now learning again, Perik Tezvav, L'mayla Mayla Aden Ketz, its lessons are very relevant to us today, that even though there's a Helam, and we have not yet been zeichet to the Gula Mitis Vashlema, B'tei Vanira Vanigla in the fullest sense of the word, so we take strength and keiches, not just from Lamata Mata Aden Tachlis, from L'mayla Mayla Aden Ketz, Helam Achar Helam, that even though it's a Helam, but it goes rooted all the way in the Helam Ha'atzmi. And Chassidus explains, that the Rebbe explains in the Maamarim of these chapters, that the Helam is not a real Helam. It's only a Helam L'gabei Nu. We don't see. But when a father conceals himself from his child, the father sees the child. It's just the child doesn't see the father. Famous Sicha Tu B'Shvat, Chamisha Asa B'Shvat, Tav Shalom Tes, when the Rebbe was crying about how the Tata Behalsach from the kind sucht, Sonntag gesucht, Montag gesucht, Dienstag gesucht. But the Helam is only from our point of view. And Chassidus explains our goal is to be able to see beyond the curtain, so to speak, and recognize that's not a real Helam. Because Hein Heng Vur Esav, just as Yecholte Lahayir, Yecholte Shaleh Lahayir. It's all the same Yechelis of the Ebershter. Atzmus has the power to reveal, has the power to conceal. So it's our job is to see within the concealment, we say, Atu Keil Mistater, that the Ebershter is really the power of the Hester itself is also coming from Atzmus. So we have direct Teiras for our time today to get keiches from this Perik. The Rebbe said everything the Rebbe bavordent. So here as we learn Perik Tezvov this year, for in the cycle of Bosi Legani, it's a direct lesson to all of us, gives us keiches to get through this matzav and recognize that the Helam is only b'shvil agili, and it's ultimately the Helam itself, tzimtzum atzme yoyer, as the Rebbe, as Chassidus explains and the Rebbe elaborates on, that we should be zeicher finally to see, and we'll see that the very Helam itself was the deepest gilui of all, because it carries the deepest gilui of Atzmus himself, which the Neshamas Yisrael are rooted in. So we should all have, and be zeicher to all the hachanas we have to make for Yud Shevat, and we should be zeicher ready to the last words of Bosi Legani, Toshin Yud Aleph, Niska Zenzich mit Rem Dola Mata Masoret Tvachim, V'hu Yigalenu.